Hi everybody, Nick McDonald speaking from Trade with Precision. Welcome to this week's Russell 2000 and US equity markets commentary. Not as much to report this week perhaps as usual. We've just pushed up as expected last week following last week's video. We've come up, we've had a nice strong week. And actually what's happened, if we go and look at resistance levels, we've talked about these resistance levels a lot. And what you'll see now, we're about to start the new month, so when today's candle starts for the 1st of May, we will get a nice new candle here, which means that this candle is now finished and we have got a bullish close. Bullish as in it's closed above the previous resistance level. So this is looking pretty good. Bullish monthly close above that level. Come and have a look at where the weekly closed last week. Again, we've got a weekly close above that level, looking strong. And of course, therefore, the daily has as well, having closed up here at 863.90. Exact same level, but closed above this previous high. And if we zoomed all the way out, also, okay, we haven't even got enough data there, but having closed up above these levels back through here. So looking very, very bullish there in that respect. If we just come and look at the trends, so now we've still got this overextension to take into account. The monthly chart is overextended and due that pullback. Doesn't mean it's coming soon, but it will come at some stage, and I'll be keeping a very close eye out for that. But the weekly trend now is just really, really strong, remaining intact. We just had a small pullback here, and you can see how small the pullback was when you look at it in this perspective. We run up, we have a small pullback, up, small pullback, up, small pullback and up, and we just had a small pullback again, and now we're continuing on. So pullbacks are expected into the averages, but we can move a decent way away, as you've seen, before we get that pullback. So as we move away, the best thing to do is to be remaining bullish, but being very aware that, not to be afraid of pullbacks and not to be looking for market tops, but just to be aware that pullbacks can and do and absolutely certainly will occur, so therefore we need to remain cautious as price moves further away from its moving averages. It must pull back. However, when we just come and look at this daily chart, you'll see that once a good daily chart trend gets underway, like here, we can just have these little pullbacks, which are just nothing more than a few days, sometimes maybe more like a week, but often just these little couple of day pullbacks into the moving averages. And these start to provide the really good buying opportunities. The thing for me now in my wrap up for this week is I remain bullish on the Russell. However, as we have moved further and further away here, I remain bullish, however, expecting pullbacks, and I will be looking to buy pullbacks into the moving average zone. So we've now moved away from the moving average zone, this 10 and 20 period moving average here. Price has moved away. I'll continue to be bullish, and I'd even continue to hold long positions. However, I will be looking to buy or add to long positions as price pulls back into the moving averages and looking to use the candles to time the entry. Just a really quick look at some of the cash indices, because these are breaking up through major resistance levels as well. I'd highlighted this level here around 10,700 on the Dow as previous support and resistance, and we've had a close up above that level as well, so that's a very strong positive sign there. Coming and looking at the S&P, very, very similar. We actually highlighted some levels back through here, some previous resistance which we've broken up through. We do have an area to be thinking about coming up around about 1400, which still gives a pretty good run for this week, even before we start to consider that level as a potential support and resistance zone. And lastly on the Nasdaq, this is actually still the lagger of the bunch. Not moving as strongly in the last little while, but this weekly chart looking very strong now, having put in a higher low, broken up to the higher high, broken up, and we've actually closed slightly above this previous high here on the weekly chart, and it does look strong. And all of these charts are certainly showing that they can break through levels, that they can push on, and that the markets are very, very bullish indeed. Wrapping up, final thought here, remaining bullish on equity markets, remaining bullish on the Russell 2000 contract here, but being very aware and expecting a pullback, and actually looking to buy those pullbacks for continuations of this trend to the long side, as we now have a very strong daily and weekly trend, and we have no resistance at all in the way on the monthly chart, having closed above that high. Happy trading, all have a wonderful week.